What's up, my people? What's up? What's up? Gave you the short version.
Very short.
Yeah.
You know, I should just force you to play the music anyhow because that's what gets me going. Knowing, okay, it's Friday. Yeah.
Hey, I just clicked on one and I got to get them in a better order because you know how many
put
video
them in
clips.
the order. Right, I know.
You know how many video clips we have over there in the
Yeah.
thing. It's a big list, and so I got to get it in a better order because
I was gets bored.
So yeah, I missed the music. So hey everybody, it's Friday, so we're gonna go ahead and get cranking on streaming matters. So we're gonna talk about some streaming topics to start on the first hour. In the second hour, we'll roll over into the player pass segment of the show, which we're going to talk about a movie, which is Dream Scenario. So if you've not watched our show before, sit down, enjoy yourself. And we're going to talk about some of the topics that you're probably not going to find other places talking about it because most people are worried about being shut down. And so we tend to be a little bit of the risque pirates over on this channel. So, hey, how's everybody on the panel? How's Eddie and Roger and Beach and Alvin?
I'm well, thank you. How are you doing, Todd?
I'm hot. Feeling good. It was I told you guys earlier, 36 degrees Fahrenheit today. Snow's melting. I guess winter's over. We had 2 weeks of winter. Roughly. 3 weeks of winter and it's over, I guess.
Sure you did.
Yeah,
right. Winter's just beginning for you, Todd. I don't know if anyone's told you that yet.
I'm ready.
Over there. No. Just because you might see some snow melting doesn't mean it's over.
I'm getting my swim trunks. Get my swim trunks out.
Sure.
I'm ready.
Yeah. Sure. Remember, you're in Canada. Okay.
In Canada. You gotta say, "Hey, you're in Canada."
Hey, you're in Canada.
Hey. Jim said he's kicking it over at 60 degrees down there in the Ohio.
I'm 45 here in New York. You know.
Yeah.
So everybody else doing well today? You guys are all kicking it.
Yeah, better than last
Doing
week.
better. Yeah, me too.
Alwa's better. I'm starting to get better.
Nice.
So we'll have a race next week. See how fast we can get up.
Oh my God! Hey, that'd be funnier than Rough and Rowdy. You two racing each other. Hey, guys, stumbling and fumbling around.
Oh yeah.
So, all right. So yeah, guys, if you've not watched the show before, we talk about a lot of streaming topics. Everything that we talk about, or most everything, there are hyperlinks down below. So if you want to see what we talk about or find the link of a topic that we're talking about, it is down below. Read it for yourself to see where we got our information. And we don't cover every ounce of that subject. So you're able to search it for yourself. So complete transparency of where we get our information and why we're talking about that. So I thought, well, we'll talk about the K app. I guess we can talk about that first. We'll talk about
the best app going.
Wouldn't that be the first? Wouldn't it be the first topic? Alvin, you said.
Would it be? I said okay if you like, but I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't. We don't have a whole lot today on that.
Okay.
All right. So let me hold on here. Let me share my screen here. All right. There we go. So we're going to talk about the K app. Nothing really big this week. A few updates to resolve URL. I have seen some posts where people have complained about Fen that it's not updating. So if you're using Fen and it's not updating, you need to install the latest zip. And I tikipeter.io/packages, if I'm not mistaken, off the top of my head. And you need to install the add-on as a zip file. And from that point, you can go into the settings and tell it to prompt you when there's an update or to auto update or to ignore them. But you want to do prompt or auto update for that particular add-on. It's not using a repository any longer. So if you had the old Tikipeter repository, that's defunct. It's not going to be doing your updates. So you want to have the latest version, and from there your update should work. But I have seen where people say that it keeps popping up that there's an update and it doesn't know what, they don't know what to do. Settings in Fen, settings, general. And I think the first thing is, do you want to make it a prompt, which it'll basically alert you and you say yes or no that you want the update, or auto update, which means it would just automatically update. So that is something I've seen.
What's the latest version? Do you know?
0.18 or 0.1. I think it's 0.19. I don't remember the first digits, but because I think it's 0.19 at the last of the version, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because I'm one of those people who have it that it tells you there's an update, but every time I go to try to update it and I have it set on auto update, I just cannot connect the repository, so I must have his old repo address.
Yep.
So I'm one of those people.
Yeah. So just easy. I mean, if you just go and you've been in the my Telegram, the Telegram room where it's posted, and I want to say it'll be packages is going to be the end of it. I think it's kikipeter.io/packages. Get that version, and then you're good to go. There'll be two files. There's a Fen Lite and regular Fen in that URL. So
because I think I'm on 3162 on Lite on my Shield. It still works, but it's just that there's an update and every time. So so now I need to update that.
And you got to think about it, just like we all know that if you're not updating some of the scrapers, which isn't like a world ending at the beginning of your issues, but as he's fixing scrapers and stuff like that, you want to definitely have the most up-to-date scrapers to get the results. I'm trying to remember. There was a couple things, because I usually look at the change log. And there was a couple things on the last update that I was like, oh, okay. But so definitely want to have that fixed. And if you're using that particular thing, I did have on one of the Facebook groups, someone said that he would like a discussion of why sometimes with people with the Kodi 20, why sometimes they said the Shield or their Fire TV, it just crashes. So Kodi's open and it just crashes. So I know Roger, he's definitely one of our Reddit experts. So when we have people that are having these kind of crashes, what do you guys for advice? What do you think?
Switch to Plex.
Yeah, Bob, that's.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
Oh my God!
The group of people who I told you it was a bigger nightmare. So yes, switching to Plex made it easier, but that's still a nightmare.
No, you guys are. I don't know. For me, I think a lot of times it's just people overloading their Kodi setup more often than not.
Yeah, it's user error almost always.
Yeah, usually too many. It doesn't have enough space. So especially Fire Sticks. Oh my God, where people they're down to 200 megs or 400 megs of free storage.
Free space,
and they're wondering why they have issues, because once Kodi is grabbing those thumb images and all that kind of stuff starts loading, and there's not enough room for the Fire Stick to move files on and off, so Fire Stick will just crash. That's usually the problem, is just you don't have enough space. Any Android device or even Windows, if you have a Windows computer and say you take the C drive and just load it with files with no space, your computer is going to have issues.
Yeah, once you don't have enough space for a good size swap file, you're screwed on a PC.
Yep. So it's the same thing with these Android devices. You got to have that swap space, that room to bring files in, and that is part of that cache. You got to have room to bring the files in, to display them, and especially if you're running an Android device, Kodi, for a while. I've seen my setup on Kodi, which is not a big setup. I mean, it's on the smaller build I have. I've seen it creep to 1.6 gigs on the size of the file.
Yeah, it's
of that
crazy.
because of all those images.
Yep.
Yep.
So it caches those images
Yeah.
to save on download them. It makes it faster, but that file, that application does get kind of big, and sometimes you got to go in and clear that cache to make the room.
It has to cache those thumbnails of all those posters that you're looking at, or it would take forever to load the program every time you open it up.
Yep. Because you think about it, most people's build has thumb images, which is the little movie TV show, and then the fan art.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's 2 images, and normally those are like pretty good quality.
Especially the fan art ones.
Yeah, it's going to be a fan art. It's going to usually be good quality. So those files can grow. Not to say you need to clear the cache every time, but because that's not good on your device. That's not good on the websites you're pulling from. Plus, it just slows things down. But if you're running and you're finding these crashing issues, take a look at what storage you have, how much room, free space on your device.
How old is your device? Are you still trying to get by on a first generation Fire Stick? Because they age out.
Oh yeah.
They're $50. You need to get a new one.
Yeah. And again, we're not sponsored by Amazon on his show, but I mean, we will promote on these because of the cost. What's the most cost effective? And for honestly, the 4K stick for what you get, or the on-box, the new on-box. Those are the 2 best devices for what you're paying. You can get faster devices and you can get better devices, but for the buck, those are the best bang for your buck. And so, if you're running old stuff, that'd be a problem. The other problem I find with people outside of loading too many apps on your shit, and you think you need to have every single app out there or add-on, is stacking older versions of Kodi on top of a newer version on top of older. It can migrate, and you'll see a migration whenever you go from one version of Kodi to another. You can, but to be honest, you can come up with some gremlins in the machine.
Especially if you haven't reinstalled fresh since 18.
Oh,
or 19.
Yeah. 18 was a problem going from 18 forward.
Yeah.
Because of Python 3. So you got to basically wipe it and start. So and I tell people on forums or places, get a fresh install here. I mean, I did a video. I've posted this video in numerous places about creating a backup, and a lot of times people say, "Well, I don't want to have to do my whole setup again." Go create a backup of it. Create a backup. Put it on a flash drive. Put it on. You can put it on Dropbox or different drives. You can put it in different places, but create a backup, wipe Kodi, and then pull that setup back on your device. And you're probably going to find that it eliminates a lot of those gremlins in the machine. Yeah,
and if you're having a bunch of gremlins, go back to a basic Kodi build. Don't right away install the newest build or skin or anything. Just find an add-on that works, install it, and see if your problems are gone. If your problems are gone, add add-ons one at a time until you figure out what causes your problem.
Now, I have 3 add-ons. That's my Kodi setup. 3 add-ons.
You don't need a dozen. There's 2 different scrapers. If you have 2 different files that use 2 different scrapers, you're gonna get all the sources that are out there. So
I see Redneck says on Windows I can only get the K app from the Microsoft Store. So, but you should be able to get it from the browser.
From the browser.
Kodi.tv. It'll be there.
I mean, that's I don't want to say the best way. That's the way I get it.
I get it.
I download it right from Kodi.tv. If I'm going to get a nightly or the beta version, which I'm using the 21 beta version 2, that's what I use. And I don't have any problems finding. Whereas I do think Roger has a point where people think they need to have the biggest and best build with all the flashiness, and there's a lot of really good builds out there. And I will first to say there are some really beautiful builds that some people do that have so many bells and whistles and
they work great on the Shield.
Yeah. But the problem is there's too many background processes. Yeah, too many background processes that are running, and you run that on low-end devices or bad internet. I mean, or I say bad internet / bad Wi-Fi, because maybe you got good internet and you got shit Wi-Fi. So if you're running on those kind of in those situations, you're going to run into some problems. And when a device can't get the data that it's trying to, or a conflict, it's just going to crash. It's going to crash and close out. You're back to the home screen. So as Roger says, stay simple with something. Stay with a simple couple of add-ons, 1 or 2 add-ons, and stick with that. Again, there's a lot of great builds, and I'm not knocking. I look at people's builds all the time. I'm like, wow, look at the work that they put into that. But if you're putting it on a slow device or a low-end device that's been, especially if you've installed build to build to build, a lot of people do that. Install this guy's build, then I'm gonna grab his builds. Again, you've stacking builds can create those gremlins. And then you're gonna say, why is no one else having these problems I'm having? Well, nobody else installed all that shit, stacking them up. You know what I mean? It's an isolated issue.
Yeah.
So yeah, we see that. So I just thought I'd hit. Those are a couple topics that I've seen this week, or I see it more often than that. But that I thought, hey, if you're using some of this stuff, let's keep it simple. KISS. Keep it stupid. What's it? Keep it stupid. Simple.
Keep it simple. Stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. Jim, thanks. I mean, I like, I've got my chameleon build, which is got a little bit more bells and whistles, but then my shield build, I'm using on the on boxes, simple skin. It's a couple, I think total add-ons is, well, if you count, so I think there's 7 add-ons, but 3 of them are sports add-ons, because if people want to have some sports, there's a few add-ons that those work really well. So, if you don't have a subscription to some type of live TV. So yeah, that's, I think that's, go ahead.
And that is also something about all the bells and whistles in a cap build. You want to, it's nice. It's good if it looks nice, but you want it to be able to watch stuff. You know what I mean? So don't load up all this other stuff, and then you can't even get to watch what you want to watch.
Yeah.
Right. I never used Kodi to see how pretty it was. I used it to watch TV shows.
Watch something. Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people that use that TVD. Was it TV the movie, or what's it, the TV? No,
DB or
TMDB helper.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that the one? Used to be metallic. It used to be meta thing where you can scrape a movie or TV, and then you can pick which add-on you want to watch it with. That is a great add-on, but I don't think it gets the updates, and it hasn't had a really good developer in a long time. So there was a lot of little problems with it. And sometimes I think there again, people are like, well, I want to be able to watch TV shows with this and give me options. And that add-on is not 100% stable. I mean, people do use it, but I find that there is some issues when people are trying to do some different things with that. So again, keep it simple, stupid. And I'm not calling anybody.
There are some times where what you want to watch just is not available.
What, Dune 2's not out? What?
Yeah, well, I mean, I go back to a post earlier. A post earlier in the week. Somebody was looking for a certain TV show.
Yeah.
That you checked you check everywhere, and I've been on the hunt. Now, Auburn and I both have been looking for a certain episode of a show for over a month now.
Yep.
And we've asked all the
Okay.
people that we know that know how to grab stuff. It does not exist.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just don't upload it to begin with.
Yes.
If it's not
That's
uploaded,
it.
yeah, just aren't
Then
getting
you're not going to get it.
Not gonna get it.
Yeah. It's not no
Yep.
special fairy land that everything
Yep.
goes there.
Where everything comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah, some shows some if your TV show is not super popular,
and more than 10 years old.
yeah, there's a lot. There is a lot of people that get pissed off when they're like, "Well,
Yeah.
I like that show." Well, okay, you and 6 other people like that show,
Right.
can't-
I can't tell you how many times I've said that to my brother.
What is he watching? Some old
It's always a cowboy show.
Cowboy.
Well,
That's what I meant to say.
But I find that lately I'm having problems getting British TV shows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know
And
why.
I actually that was a show I was looking for. I was looking for a British show earlier this week. I posted in the group and
Which one?
that Casualty.
Oh, okay.
The latest episode 4,
You can't get it.
was really hard to find. Well, there is an add-on. Seaman found it for me, and he actually added it to his add-on so that my friend could watch it because it wasn't a show I cared about, but it was a coworker that wanted to watch the show, and Scrapers didn't work, and I was like looking at, all right, so this is season 39 of that damn show.
39.
Oh,
that's what blew my
That-
that's what blew my
oh,
mind
God.
when I saw you. And let's just say there were some other people trying to help you out,
Yeah.
and I was like, seasons. Do a search. It was like
39.
1986. I'm like, that can't be the right show.
That's what I was
I'm
just
going,
going to say.
like season 39. Holy hell!
4
Yeah.
episodes every season.
Yeah. Well, no, but the thing is it has. If you look at the quality, there was like, the best quality you're going to get is 720. All of it's uncached. It was. I was like, but it was again. It's a new British. I mean, that show it's current. It just that episode just dropped a few days ago.
Somebody
But-
just doesn't take the time to upload it, and then it is what it is. We can't get what's not there.
Yeah.
I mean, generally, I would say a lot of time what it is, one person will upload it, then a bunch of other groups will hijack it from there, tag it as theirs, and upload it through they'll just rename it as if they did it. It's like this show that Ob and I have been looking for, and it's a popular show. You can find all the episodes, but that one. So it's like the one person who records that show and uploads it, to torrents and stuff. He took that day off, or something happened with his feed where he didn't get it recorded because nobody else has it, and we have checked sources beyond sources and sources, and it cannot be found.
It's not magic. So, be patient. And so, that. All right. So, hey, we got a bunch of people.
Could it be that the TV show from the UK is starting to be the geo-locked?
No, that wouldn't have anything to do with it, Ed.
No.
Yeah, because because there'd be people from all the world. I mean, that could try to rip that if they wanted to. Again, it's not interest. No interest.
VPN defeats a geo lock.
Yeah,
so.
right. It's just that it's just not popular in this circle, of people. And
but the program I'm looking at is very popular. It's called Father Brown, and this is the latest episode. And then I never had any problems. Every time a new season comes up, I never had any problems. Lately, I can get it, but it's going to be in Spanish, not in English.
Well,
Then finally, I can get the original version maybe about a week or 2 weeks later.
Well, whoever was uploading Doc Brown or Father Murphy, whatever you said that
Right.
was,
Yeah.
Father Murphy
just doesn't care right now.
Right.
Yeah.
And also
just
another thing is there are a lot of shows that were still coming out on DVD. They were still putting it, and then now all that's going away.
Right.
So it's really going to be a problem.
So I had saying hi to all the people that jumped in here. We've got a bunch of people that have been adding to our side chat. So hey guys and gals, seen a bunch of. I saw Sharon jumped in here and Sandy, everyone. So welcome. I see even Nookie. She's rolled up in. Hey, what's up, Nookie? And maybe the person that was uploaded kicked the bucket because it was an old person.
That could be. That happens too.
That just happened too.
That happens.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at side chat. Bonfire Rob is asking for a recommended build for a fire stick, and I just say a lot of people are happy with that. Dab's build.
Hey, what's up, Rob?
You know,
I didn't even see him out there. I know that Bonfire Rob.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, Dabs, I guess.
Yeah. My chameleon build will do well.
Yeah, the chameleon
build. I don't know if I would use the Dabs shield build because it's got more widgets, which is more.
And widgets are going to really crush a low end fire stick.
Yeah. So the chameleon build will do well. And again, it doesn't have all the things. I know that Seaman has a bunch of builds. 666 has a bunch of builds. Diggs has a bunch of builds. Those guys have got tons and tons of builds. So you kind of poke around. Keep away from a lot of widgets. If like Roger said, keep away from the widgets because that's only going to cripple you. Install
Fan and Saren and the crew and be done with it.
Yeah. Unless you want some live sports and there's a couple add-ons, hit me up on Streaming Matters. We'll talk in there because there's a couple of add-ons that don't want to be talked about on these platforms. So I respect.
Well, if Aubin knows them, I'm sure Aubin has had other discussions with him.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead. We'll jump into some other topics. So our favorite subject outside of Amazon Fire Sticks and shit. We'll talk about Netflix, who, Aubin was the first one. He rented the first DVD from Netflix. Netflix is so Netflix is getting moved to even the lowest ad-free package is now higher. They got rid of the $11.99 package US, and they've gone to, I think it's $15.99 is the package. I think that's the lowest package. Let me scroll down here. $15.49 is the lowest cost package that is ad-free. Now, Canada is going to run you probably a little over $20 for that low-end Netflix ad-free package.
Is Blue still a Netflix customer?
She paid for 1 month of the ad-supported Netflix because it had one show, one of her Korean shows that she was struggling finding on Kodi, and Kodi not having the subs that or dubbed. I can't remember which one it was. So her and her daughter are watching the show, so she's paid for the 1 month for the ad-supported, but I told her I couldn't. Her and I couldn't talk for a couple days. I felt like she was cheating on me with Netflix. But yeah, that's the only thing that she got it for, and she was like, "Once this month's over, I promise I'm done with it." But again, Netflix is moving away from those lower costs, where people were grandfathered in. They're not grandfathered no more. Your grandfather died. So, I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, we're going up on these prices on Netflix. And
we knew it was going to happen.
I think more people are going to be putting on pirate hats. I mean, they're just making people be pirates.
Yeah. But a lot more people have resubscribed to Netflix. You got to
ad-based. Yep. A lot of people signed up for that ad-based.
Yeah.
We watched ads for our entire lives. We watched ads until recently when we figured out we didn't have to, So.
Right. Yeah. I still think it's funny though, because sometimes we do run into an ad that we remember that's real old. You know what I mean? And I just wish. I think that people would understand ads more or like them a little bit more if someone just put a jingle in an ad. but there are no jingles. So who cares about watching an ad? Because
That's
they make
because all
ad
the ads you
27
see now
seconds,
are for freaking
12
insurance
seconds.
or
Right.
some freaking prescription
pills.
drug.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so, I mean, that's all you ever get. You know,
Yeah.
it's just it's not like, you know, where's the beef or I'm a
Now-
pepper, you're a pepper.
Right.
Like,
If you
you know,
My-
if you watch the
because,
UK,
I mean,
the UK doesn't allow that crazy shit that we allow here in the States.
No.
So
Yeah.
when you
No.
watch their commercials, it's a little more entertaining. They try.
Yes.
Right.
And we're not going to see
Baloney has its first
we're not going to
name.
see a stop to this. I mean, Netflix is they remember because they want to hit a certain mark on profit for their Wall Street numbers, and we'll talk about the Wall Street numbers in a minute. But so they're going to do what they need to do to hit those marks because you know they're looking out for their share owners, and it comes down to the share owners that they're going to hit that number for their share owners because they want that stock to stay at a number. When we saw that the stock rolled back last year, I guess about last year, I guess it was
about last year. It was
when they had that drop of subscribers and the stock number that, you know, the heads were rolling there in Netflix because they're like, oh, no, we're not getting back down. So we're going to see this continuing price going up. I don't think to be honest, that's $6.99 for ad supported. That's going up soon. I think $6.99. I think that is nothing but just a drug peddling for beginners because they're just getting in, and that's gonna probably creep up somewhere to that $12 to $14.
Yeah, it'll be $11.
Yeah, because they just added a whole bunch of other shows.
Yes, they did, and we're gonna actually talk about that in a minute where they're adding, and so if you're adding, you're gonna need to create that cash flow. So again, if you're a Netflix customer and you like them and it works for you, hey, knock yourself out. Just expect to you're going to constantly seeing that price going up. It's not going to stay. And you know, since it's auto deducted from your checking account or off your debit card, you're never going to notice it. You're never going to pay attention unless you're like me that's looking at. I get charged $1. I'm like, wait a minute, what? They hit me. Bank hit me for $1 service charge? Hell no.
Hey, when Discovery Plus raised their price $2 a month, that was my line in the sand. Screw you, boys.
I don't have it anymore either.
I have none.
It was just.
No, I still have Amazon.
But that's really for.
Yeah, but I mean, I have Amazon. We all use it for shipping.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who said, "Ooh, I want to get Amazon for the videos and crap." Yeah, no.
Ain't nobody watching that shit.
Exactly. I I like the boys. I like this new Gen Z they have shows. But it's not like I didn't get Amazon so I could watch a video.
I have access to all that anyway.
Yeah, me too.
Exactly. Yeah.
What's up, Mr. Blammo? Haven't seen Blammo in a while.
Yeah.
Wow, Blammo.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. He's so hey, I used to see him all the time. I hope that he's doing well, and so hey, bud, you know, jump in. I don't know if he's using Telegram tomorrow.
Placenta. Blammo with placenta.
Yeah. So for us older, you know, I think about older Kodi. That's still new. You know, that those whole add-ons. We're not even. But yeah, he's they were rolling along, and
that was version 18, popular. Wasn't it? I mean, he was on Kodi 18 when that came out, I believe.
I think maybe 17, something like that. So, hope he's doing well. So we talked about Netflix. Netflix has landed WWE. So WWE Network is now going to roll over to Netflix at the end of this year. So all you wrestling fans, you better make sure that you got your Netflix because their library is going to move over to Netflix. Netflix will now, this is where you're going to see Raw. So if you're a person, what's it, Rob? Is that Monday night?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's going to be
paywalled.
Yeah, it's going to all be behind this. So if you're a person that's paying for the WWE Network, you're going to have to roll over to making sure that you have Netflix because that's where it's going. And I didn't at first. I just thought that Raw was going there. When I read the article at the beginning, I was like, "Oh, okay, Raw's going there. All right, no big deal." But then when I read it, it said no. The whole WWE network is going. And I was like, "Oh, well, now that's pretty big."
But now the big thing to think is, well, what's going to happen with the UFC? Because remember, that's all one company. Remember, WWE and UFC, all of that's together.
Yeah, they're in the same under the same umbrella now for sure.
Yeah,
but then now I guess weren't they bought out by I don't want to say a hedge fund, but it was like a group bought them out, right? It was like a whole group.
Well, no, I have to go.
But
back
you got to think about this, all right? So, all right, for UFC, okay, so they're making their money off of pay-per-views, and they got a contract with ESPN.
Yep.
So,
But like, what does the UFC net thing go under? That where you go and watch the older
Fight Pass.
Fight Pass. So don't you think that maybe they might say, hey, you know what? It'll be cheaper for us to run this through Netflix. Could. They could do that.
That's possible. I don't know how much money they make.
They'd be able to get that out to a broader network of people. You're talking worldwide now.
Oh, they're both already worldwide, aren't they?
Yeah. But I think you're right. I think they'd have to see how much. I don't know. Fight Pass if they're making money or losing money.
I don't know if they're making money there.
I don't know. So
I've never gave them a dime. I don't know.
Me neither. But
me neither. Okay. So we thought one other thing here on the Netflix before we move on, because these guys their shares are up. So they actually showed that they had gained a bunch of subscribers, 13 million subscribers. So even though we bitched and complained when they first were talking about the price hikes and getting rid of sharing your passwords, this and this and this, they have gained customers. And so their business model has not gotten hurt too bad off of this. Probably that initial dump they lost at the beginning, but they've gained that back. So the stock is doing well, and we'll just see where that goes. We'll finish before I thought we'll talk about the Peacock. And I think we talked a little bit about this last week, didn't we?
Yeah.
Didn't we talk about Peacock being that was streaming the playoff game last week?
Yeah, last week we talked about how there was 10 to 12 million less viewers of the game since it was streamed, and then they come up with this article.
Yep, and which is Peacock streaming service adds 2.8 million subscribers. Now we don't know how long.
$6 a pop.
Yes, $6 a pop. So you can do the math on that. So they didn't lose too badly on this. So, but this leads me to wonder, guys, is this the direction that we think that the NFL is going? Are we going to see a paywall?
Honestly, I think in the future, I would say in the 10 to 15 years from now, I think pretty much cable television will be dead, and it's just going to be all streamed.
Yeah, just a la carte. Just all a la carte.
It's going to be, ABC will have their app, for news, CBS, the major. I don't know. That's just the way things are going, with more stuff being slowly trickled to apps.
I think
we're future's going.
I think we're 5 years from the Super Bowl being behind a paywall, and it means the biggest pay-per-view ever on the planet.
Yep.
That could. I see Jim also posted over here, not just the NFL but all sports. And I think we've already seen this a little bit in the UK, because you think about the packages in the UK, how depending on if you're a Championship League fan or a Premium League fan, or that forced you to have to get a Sky package, or now it used to be PT, now it's TNT package.
TNT, yep.
So we've seen that kind of showed that it's already kind of gone that way. So, we've, I think you guys got a point of it. How long down the road before the Super Bowl is behind a paywall? You have to pay for a service and it's a pay-per-view.
I think 5 years, less than 5 years.
Wow, 5 years. That's not even long.
Yeah.
I was thinking longer. But Rod, he comes with 5 years. Oh my God, please don't say that.
Because I'm afraid of how much, over the air stuff we're losing,
Well, they're encrypting all the over the air stuff now anyway. Have you guys been following that at all?
Mm-mm.
No.
Yeah, all that new ATS 3.0.
Yeah, ATS 3.0. Yeah.
It allows the stations to encrypt their signal if they're so inclined.
Wow.
And a lot of them are inclined. A lot of them. So
yeah, because that's that's a digital signal, so you can get 4K over the air.
Over the air.
But if it's encrypted, you're gonna have to pay them to unencrypt it.
Wow.
That's gonna suck.
Yeah. It's headed in a bad road. Another article that was kind of interesting. I'm not sure if you guys had seen about this. The Amazon Ring is going to stop allowing police to request video doorbell footage. Now, there is an app called the Neighbors app, and some of you guys may have an app that you can sign up for your neighborhood, and it's a way for you to talk to your neighbors because nobody talks to your neighbors. So now you got an app so that you can message the guy across the street instead of walking your fat ass over there. So there is a neighborhood apps that is available in a lot of the U.S. Not in Canada. I've looked around here and I can't find it. But the police, Amazon had allowed the police to request video footage of certain things and certain crimes. If something happened, hey, if anybody has footage of this, I think you could upload it right from the app so the police would get this. Amazon says they're not doing this anymore. They're not going to allow the police to have access to their platform to request. Now they can still request it from people, but the neighborhood app is basically saying we're not going to make it, I guess, easy for the police to just go, hey, we've got a crime. Can we get all your footages? And it goes out to everybody in the neighborhood at one time.
Yeah. Because people are afraid of, well, why should I let the police know who's coming into my house if I don't want them to know?
Well,
but on the Amazon, Ring, is everything stored on the cloud or is it stored on an SD card? On the cloud. I don't use the cloud. I have security cameras. I don't use the cloud.
Right. But do you have a Ring?
No, I don't.
Ring doesn't have. I have cameras that are, yes, it uses an SD card and /cloud. You can, depends on what your Mac is. The Ring, we've got a Ring, does not have an SD card. It immediately goes to the cloud.
Yeah. Okay. And there's a subscription you have to pay Ring every.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why the Rings don't have an SD card.
Right.
They want you to pay for that subscription to host your stuff, hold your stuff on the cloud.
So and again, it's also, I think it's talking about that it could be racial profiling can happen with this.
They'll just take all those images and throw it in that database. Oh, and this is the last place I saw this guy. He ran into this house. He ran into that house. He's living here or there.
Big Brother coming to life.
Oh, shit. Big Brother's already here. He's already here. Wait, I can't say nothing because I got the damn things listening all around the house. Every time I go to say something, one of them pops up. Oh, did you ask a question? No, shut up, bitch. I didn't take. Shut up over there. Yeah.
Oh God.
So it's we're seeing more and more of this stuff happening, and again, it's not saying that the police can't request for crimes, this and that, but I think the Amazon is basically saying we're not going to just give the police here is a easy platform. You want to request these, boom, 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 and people just click and submit. They've got to actually put in a little bit of work to get that if it's for. I think that this is. You think about how many cameras are around everywhere.
Does the Amazon doorbell store up in the cloud too, or does it store to Amazon's cloud?
Well,
no, it's a Ring.
It's
It'll
a
say
Ring.
it's a Ring, but
It's a
it's
Ring,
owned
okay.
by Amazon.
Yeah, it's owned by Amazon.
It's only owned. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, because it goes through.
I'm
and does
thinking,
the whole
what's
thing.
the other doorbell? There's another one, isn't there?
I
Oh,
don't
there,
know.
there are a
I
couple.
know.
There
Yeah.
are a couple different.
Ring is by far got the lion's
Good.
share of the market.
Yeah, because
okay.
Amazon bought them.
Yeah.
Amazon bought them.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's cloud-based. Ooh. We used to get away with so many things. Think about now. Yeah, people, man, it's difficult to get away with anything nowadays. They used to say about the UK being so many cameras in the UK.
Yeah.
When I grew up, the county I grew up in still to this day doesn't have a traffic light in it, let alone cameras.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
But
It's
what kills me with the UK with the cameras is that there's so many cameras up that when you watch some of these shows and the people do crime, it's like they the next day they're at the police station giving themselves up. I'm like, oh my god, if that was the States here, there's no way,
Sandy, thank you. Blink's the other.
Yeah, thank you.
That's the other big one.
Yeah.
Well, my cameras are not Blink or the Ring. For the cameras I have now, Blue did want the Ring, and we got the Ring for the front door. But it is kind of neat. Like it'll come right up, and I do like on our Amazon devices. You can tell it as soon as it says someone's at the side door, and you say, "Show me the side door." Boom, there's a picture, and we have it on on the got one of the shows. Boom, there it is, and you can talk to whoever's at the door, and so it's kind of neat. But I mean, we're allowed. Think about it. We actually are buying the products so that they can watch us.
They can watch.
Right.
How stupid are we? We're stupid. I don't know. It's hey, here's an interesting topic. HP locking up people's printers if you're using third-party ink. Yeah, if you're using third-party ink cartridges, they are locking down people's printers.
Yep.
What the hell? I mean,
that seems wrong.
What's right anymore? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, let me tell you something. I have a brother printer, and
me too. Yeah.
And what I did, I needed to get a black replacement cartridge. All right, look, everything was sold out, brother. Every brother brand, I looked everywhere trying to find, OEM ink cartridge. Couldn't do it. So I had to find a third party one. Got it. As soon as I installed that, I get a pop-up on my computer. You've installed an unofficial, non-branded brother product into your printer. So it knew immediately, when I installed a freaking,
But were you able to continue to use that?
Yeah. I mean, I'm able to use it, but I'm just.
But it's not going to print as much either. It won't, because they have it. They have it like set in there that that whatever that device is, it can only print so much. They do that. That's exactly what they do to you.
Well, I mean, I have an issue with HP. So this is the mindset that HP said. Our cartridges now have the technology. If a hacker wanted to, they could install software on the ink cartridge, and when you plug this into your printer, it could hijack your network, your PCs, whatever, because everything is networked together, right? Your PC's linked to your printer, and you're giving it permissions. So HP saying a hacker could hijack your network with a third-party ink cartridge. So it's not smart for us to allow this. So we're going to lock down people's printers that are installing third-party software or third-party ink cartridges.
Nice of them to look out for me like that.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know.
No, I'm
kidding.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, that's jacked up. I don't know.
But think about it. Think. Imagine that if HP saw that, okay, someone wrote something that could, really jeopardize someone's network. Okay. So HP decides, okay, you know what, we're gonna create these cartridges that, we're gonna know that if it's not an official device. This way, I don't have to think. When I say I, meaning HP doesn't have to be concerned that when someone's network gets wrecked, it's not their fault, and they're going to be able to show, well, this wasn't an HP device.
Right.
You put it in there. That's all on you.
Right.
It's
all on.
I know it's crazy. But there have been a lot. Let's just take how a lot of these other big businesses have been getting hit. Ransomware, all kinds of stuff like that.
So
HP is covering themselves. They're saying, hey, if you're not using our stuff on the network, then we're not going to be liable for it. Because these guys have been hitting people left and right.
Oh, I don't care if they say that. So they're not liable. If you use a third party, you use a third party thing, that's on you.
Yeah.
And industry companies shouldn't use third party.
Right.
Most.
Right. But when someone is gonna go write bad code, put it on a cartridge, and sell it to you at you can buy them here for $12 now. What do you think happens? People buy it.
Yeah, but
it's just like users taking a USB stick and sticking it in the computer, and they wonder why the hell did you lock down all my USB devices? Because you're an idiot and you're taking stuff and plugging it into the network.
So it's your fault. So does that mean so that's your fault for sticking it in?
It would be my fault if I allowed them to stick it in.
So Windows should never let anybody use a USB stick because there's a potential if someone put bad code on a USB stick. So we're going to make it to where the USB stick. Stealing. So that's what HP's doing. They're basically saying this could happen. And again, the if I'm trying to get into some big business with, I'd have to write the code, put it on a cartridge. Make sure that company gets my cartridge,
right?
To hijack their shit. What is it possible? Yes.
Yep.
Very possible. The likelihood, and you would have to be the detail to make hijack the printer at the police station. All right, so how do you know that they're going to buy that cartridge? The likelihood is so slight, so small. Is my point is. If you got that concern, HP updates their software, the firmware on the device. That's not going to allow that. But no, what we'll do is we'll just lock down your printer because you put a third party in there. So to me, it's forcing you to buy their printer, their ink.
Right. They are forcing you to buy it.
They could fix that, but they would prefer to lock down a printer that you bought. You bought the damn thing.
Yeah.
If I bought a printer and I want to stick bad cartridges in my printer, that's my business. That's my stupidity for putting bad cartridges in my printer.
Yeah.
So that's my fault. But no, HP says, oh, no. We're going to help save you. We're going to make you have to buy our cartridges only.
Well,
I thought that was my device. I thought I got to choose.
Right.
So I don't know.
I understand that.
The good old days when you ran out of printer ink that you just said,
go fill it yourself.
Threw the printer away and went and bought a new one. And new printer was the same price as if you bought replacement cartridges. Those were the good old days.
Yes.
Ran out of ink.
And
go
they
to
still
Walmart,
aren't cheap.
not like it used to be. Not like it used to be, where you could get a new printer with ink for the same price as getting a replacement card.
$49.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
So,
crazy. But what HP does have, they have that instant ink, which I use. I use the instant ink, and then it knows, okay, I'm running low on ink. They mail me another one. You know,
Then this doesn't affect
no,
you
but
one
it's
way or another.
cheaper because I'm only paying $3 or $4.99 a month.
You're never going to use an operating
$3.99
card.
a month.
You're only going to use the cards they send you. So
Right.
this doesn't apply. This affects you in no way, shape, or form.
So I don't have no subscription to HP because I don't have a HP anyways. But so if you're paying $4 a month, that's $48 a year that you're paying for ink.
And if I were to buy one new cartridge, it's like $79.
Yeah,
it's not worth it.
Well, if you're only paying $4 a month, okay, I can see where that yeah, if you're getting that ink, I can see.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm getting to print all the color I want.
Yeah.
You know,
that's a good deal for most.
Right, and
most
especially
consumers.
for my color laser.
Yeah.
Why not? You know what I mean? It's worth it.
It's cheap. It's like $4 or $5 a month for the entry level, and you can get up to 1,000 pages a month.
Right.
Just have to pay a little more.
Yeah, just pay a little more. But if I know I'm not printing that much, you
don't need to. Yeah.
All right. For us old folks, that actually used to get magazines. Sports Illustrated, they're in trouble. Sports Illustrated magazine is in trouble. I mean, how many of us had some special moments with the swimsuit edition? I mean, when we were kids. I mean, now this magazine is in shaky ground, and they went through. This article talks about basically they owe was it $3 million to, they didn't pay for the quarter. It was like $3 million. Oh, 3.7 million was their quarterly payment that they owed to the Arena Group. So they're in trouble, and the Arena Group says, okay, guess what? Everybody's going home, and we'll keep people on only as long as we have to for the unions. They can't break the union laws. So they're like, all right, we'll keep you on as long as we have to. But, I don't know. I mean, this is looking like Sports Illustrated may be.
I know how to save them.
Okay.
Offer a football phone with your paid subscription.
Oh, the football phone.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about the football phone with your subscription.
They sold millions
of those
subscriptions because of that promotion.
Yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, so what do you got? I mean, we grew up with Sports Illustrated.
Yeah,
we did.
If they did a scratch and sniff,
I shared with some of you guys already that I grew up in a very rural, small community, and our librarian at school would censor that issue every year, cut all the girls out, put just a brown paper cover.
Oh man.
No, you're not gonna see that.
Yeah.
Not in our school.
Not in our school. Yeah.
It's I don't want to say a sad day. It is
a sad day, because we're losing all these, different print, magazines.
Yeah, I mean, because how many people still get a magazine? I mean,
the age of people that receive magazines is our age group.
It's our age. That's it. That and older. Yeah. But also the other side of it is, have you looked at the price that they want for some of these other normal magazines? When you're standing online, I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Well, they don't have a bunch of people selling their magazines and letting them charge more for their ads anymore. They frown upon that, so screw them.
Yep.
Well, you're talking about magazines. When usually when I go to the, let's say, grocery store where they have a bunch of magazines, You see the guy that comes and does the change out of the magazines.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You look at the things he's putting in the scrap box. You know, people are not buying those magazines.
Yeah.
They're updating them, but nobody's buying them.
Mhm.
Well, they never did make any magazines. Don't make any money on what they charge for the subscriptions.
Yeah.
I mean
It's about the
that
ads.
well, yeah, what they get on subscription barely covers the cost of what it costs to print a magazine.
Mm,
Right.
And they get all their money from their ads, and
yeah.
the ads are
Mhm.
determined by their subscriber
Mhm.
number,
Mhm.
and those have just gone off the cliff in the last 5 years. It's a
Yeah.
dying industry,
Yeah.
and again, 5 to 10 years, there are not going to be any magazines anymore.
Nope.
No.
Yeah, you're right.
Not even a
Or
newspaper.
newspapers.
Newspapers are gone.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
Oh yes, that's sad. That's a sad thing.
it is. It is sad.
I sold millions of dollars worth of magazines over mine.
Yeah.
That's what I did for a living for
Mhm.
25 years.
Mhm.
Hey, I thought we would. Well, before we run on to play or
Yes.
pass,
Uh-huh.
I thought we would talk about a couple. We talked about some of the apps that maybe we that we find that were useful, and I thought we can mention a few of the apps because I think a lot of times we talk about the K app or some
Yeah.
APKs that you like. Hey, I found this is. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about some of the utility apps that you have. And I know Alvin mentioned one that I use on a regular, which is Explore.
Yep.
And this is a really good one. Alvin
Yeah,
and
I love it.
any of the other guys that's on the panel. So
Uh-huh.
I'm using my on box here, so hopefully everything
Okay.
yeah,
it's everything.
correctly. Okay.
Yeah. What I love about using Explorer, because I use it a lot of times on my phone when I'm at someone's house and I need to get a file to them. You know, on the left side, I'd have my file. On the right side, I would use the LAN section. You see the LAN section over there on the right?
Oh, yep, I see her.
And then you would add server, and it will search the network to find all the machines, and then I would transfer over my files that way. It's quick and easy. Even if you have like a shield on there that you need to drop files on, it works out great. I love the program for that. You could do FTPs on it. You can do quite a bit.
I want to say I used their feature, the FTP, I think it was the FTP server, where I would create a server. And so it would take the device and it would be, I could see it as kind of like what Alvin's talking about. I could see it and I could send files over to it quite easily. And that was always a really helpful tool when I'm trying to send from one device to another. Is just turn on the FTP for that, and boom, I'm sending files over to that Android device very easily.
Yeah,
but the ads on that are.
I don't get any
I
ads.
don't get any. Me neither.
I do on my Shield.
Really?
Oh, hell yeah!
I don't
As
get
soon
any
as
ads in it.
soon as I open up, boom! I just have to sit through ads.
Because you
You
saw,
know,
I
and
just
it's-
opened it.
Yeah,
I know.
I-
on my Shield, when I open it, I'm bombarded with ads,
Let
and I
me
gotta
let
wait.
me know later what version you got. Maybe.
I don't think I get ads on it either. I
Yeah.
don't remember ever seeing an ad anyway.
Yeah, so I mean I have it on there and I don't use it. There's another one, I forget, I think it's called File Manager. It's another.
There's
There's
I like
like
File
Total
Commander.
Commander.
Yeah.
Total
Yeah.
Commander.
Total Commander, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Go ahead, bud. Sorry.
no, but that's I use some of the other ones because I just got sick of seeing the ads on the freaking Explorer because it's like, oh, if you want to do this, you got to pay to go premium and da 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 da. And I'm like, screw you.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
as Alvin says,
check.
it's really neat if you're on one device or even if you're wanting to send it from the hard drive on the device to a USB, or it has cloud storage. So if you log into your cloud storage, you
Google
actually
or
can,
whatever,
you can I can send it to a Dropbox, my Google Drive, all kinds of different cloud storages. Let me see if I click on that. And there should, yeah. So here you go. I could log into any of these accounts and I can send a file from my device to the cloud. And or if I sent a file from my PC, I put a zip file or some file on one of my cloud drives, I actually can save it or download it onto my device. So say if you're a person that has some APKs that you like to use, you're like, I like these few APKs. You could go and put those on your Google Drive, because it's not going to be that big. And when you go and set up your Shield or your On box or what it is, log into your Google Drive on the device and then download those APKs right onto it. So it is a neat, it has a lot of extra features. It is a really good tool for people to use. So I know I install it on every device I set up.
Yeah, me too.
It's handy.
Yeah.
Let's see. The other one that I was going to mention, let's see if I can see all. Now, I cannot get it to run on here, which is aerial views, which is a screenshot, but it's 4K, well, up to 4K if I set it in the settings of screensavers. So it's actually video screensavers. Instead of it just being a picture, I can set it up and see video. So let me click this now. And there we go. Here's a 4K here of the Golden Gate Bridge. And I have this on my NVIDIA Shield. And it just...
Wait, I sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Wasn't there an aerial view that used to be in the CAP program years back?
I think that they do have one. Yes, there is a number of screensavers. Now the library isn't like huge on the one, because you can go into, and you actually can go into the K app and find screensaver. You can do a search through their repository. It does have some stuff. This had a little bit better quality, and it had a wider selection.
You'd see all the cards going. I loved it. I loved that when I was using CAP.
The only thing that with this setup, I did find I had to disable the Apple. There's Apple Video. There was user submitted, and there was like 3 different ones. I turned off the Apple because Dolby Vision was jacked up on some of them, so it would show a scene, and it would be messed up because it would be the Dolby Vision would be jacked up. But again, beautiful pictures. Again, this is nothing that you're going to use. But to me, I enjoyed setting it up, and if I walk away from my Shield and I come back and it's got some really pretty shots. If you're doing 4K, you do need to be careful of if this was on a low-end device that doesn't have a lot of storage. Some of these files can be kind of big, so you'd have to check the cache, make sure to clear it out. I haven't had any issues with my Shield. I haven't seen it to where that file gets too big, but it does use a lot of bandwidth. So if you're a person that's on limited bandwidth, this could be a problem, because if it's 4K content, it's having a hard time. The 4K file is big. But again, it's shots from all around the world. Here's one in Scotland. And it has all kinds of settings that you can change for in a number of different things. So I don't know. It's a fun little app that I install on my Shield, and I kind of like it. So, and this is it's just, I did a search. It was aerial screenshot or aerial views. So you can see it down there.
All right. Okay, just hold on 1 second here. Okay. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Well, we're getting ready to go. We got to get the pop going. So you gonna be all right for us to get started with that, Mr. Albon?
Did he have a side of the week? I don't
think he did.
I don't think he did either.
I don't think he did, because I thought we would. So, and if you guys got any other apps that you guys find useful, let us know. We'll check them out, and just kind of fun thing to share a little bit of that cool things that we find. So let's go ahead and get kicking over into our player pass, right? Am I right on that, boys?
I think it's time.
Yep.
It's time.
Oh yeah.
Is there any audio?
No.
Nope.
It's quiet.
I made it short
Yeah.
and sweet.
Well, hell,
Oh,
next time I'll sing a little something.
Sing us a little song there, baby.
No. Dave needs a raise.
All right, I'm not hearing that. We're not entertaining any of those kind of ideas. That's enough of that kind of crazy talk. I'm trying to get to where I can present. Oh, come on, boom.
nice.
Not now. All right, hold on a second. Let me try to share again. So our movie this week was Dream Scenario, which hopefully oh, hey, did we send the link to Andrew?
Yeah, he's here.
Andrew's
here.
He's here.
He's here.
Oh, Andrew, what's up? I didn't hear you come sneaking in.
I've been here for ages.
Well, when I've got the one screen open, I don't see. I need like two monitors because I see just what I'm presenting. I don't see the side screen. So hey, bud, how you doing? So we got Dream Scenario, Nicklaus Cage movie, folks. So we're gonna go ahead. If you've not watched the show before, we talk about player pass, meaning would you recommend this? Would you recommend this movie to your friends? You give it a play, or you would not recommend it, would be a pass. This week, the Wheel of Crap gave us Dream Scenario. So, oh, we lost him for a minute. All right, there you go.
I don't know what happened.
We boot you off all the time. That's all been booted.
Oh,
All
that
right,
wasn't me.
here we go. Dream Scenario. I'll open the floor. What do you guys think of this particular movie?
I don't want to go first, but I do want to point something out. This is definitely not an R.
Yeah. I didn't see
Definitely
R.
an R,
They
you
did.
said?
They R. They swore. They swore some. But
Yeah, but I thought
rated
it had to
R?
be-
it says rated R. But I think they just use. They dropped with some.
There's some
bad-
graphic violence.
Yeah.
Not. But they must have.
Not
They
all
must have
rated.
dropped the F-bomb enough times.
Yeah.
That had to be what pushed it over. So the idea of this is that Nicklaus Cage is basically showing up in people's dreams. People that he has never met in his life. He just randomly showing up in people's dreams and to the thousands of people. And this is the story of what's happening to him. I watched this a few weeks, maybe 3 or 4 weeks back when it first came out. I watched it, and I really wasn't sure what I thought of it. I enjoyed it,
How I feel.
but I was like, I didn't know. It was like, do I really like it or not like it? So,
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean the story was good, interesting story. How this loser guy that wants, he wants to be accredited in that lady's research. He wants to be famous. You can tell he wants fame. So he gets fame in this weird way, and he digs it at first. You can tell that he likes being in people's dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And then it all changes when the girl admits in the ad agency and admits that he's not just standing around in the dreams; they're actually hooking up.
This girl over here, the young girl,
little hottie,
and
that some stuff happens that made me laugh. I'm sure it made most people laugh in that part of the movie. But my whole thing is, I thought everybody did a good job acting wise, except Nick Cage. He's playing Nick Cage again, bald Nick Cage in this case.
yeah.
But he's
I thought he was good.
I think he's just barely above regional dinner theater acting.
Okay, he was nominated for a Golden Globe
Yeah.
for this role.
Yeah.
Yep, he
There's
was.
no accounting for good taste, you know.
But he's different. And I mean, I don't know. The whole movie it's not a rehash of
Nope.
like Hollywood does, rehashes script. This is completely different.
Yeah, I like this.
Right.
I like the story a lot. I just think he was bad in it.
This is a story of like what happens when you get fame, and you're not ready and you're not prepared for it.
Right.
I thought like 80% of this movie was really good, and then like the last portion of it went a bit away.
Yeah. I would never watch it a second time, but I enjoyed it one time. I think it would have been a better movie if John Travolta was in his role. I think, or Tom Cruise or Tom Hanks.
Hey, you can't have Tom Cruise. He's too handsome. You needed a guy that looked like him.
Average guy, yeah.
Because I'll be honest with you, my stepdad. Every time I look at this is my dad. I mean, from the hair, the beard, the glasses, the shirts he wore, the coat he wore. When I'm looking at that, I was thinking, oh my God, that's my stepdad I'm looking at. And I mean, even with the dentures, because he has dentures, it looks like in a lot of the scenes, it was in how awkward he was in a lot of ways in this. I think you guys are right. He wanted to be famous so bad. And then he did. And he was loving it there, for a while.
Yeah, for a while.
He was eating it up, and his wife wasn't too hot on it. Then she got to where I was like, oh, well, this is working out for me too. And then it went to shit after he went to that girl's house. It went from he's just in their dreams to now he's murdering them or maiming them. Cut the guy's toes off and was eating them. Is what they said.
Yeah.
And now people are completely repulsed by him. That was how quickly fame. Maybe that's the analogy. How quickly fame changes. How you can be the darling today and vilified
and
the next.
Yeah, but also it's like a sane person in an insane world. Like this guy was like getting vilified for some like he was literally saying I haven't actually done anything wrong.
No.
It's like in the dreams that he can't control.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking at one point in the movie, I was thinking it was going to get explained, like the reason, like the change in the dreams that went to like nightmares is because of the way his emotions were, because he started to get angrier when he got the more famous he was getting, and they were like when he went for that meeting, with Thoughts, the Thoughts people, and they were just like, oh, let's advertise like things like Sprite and that, and all he wanted to do was like just. He wanted to be famous, but he wanted to be famous for like his chosen field that he had took.
Yeah.
And he didn't like that woman was getting famous for it, and he wasn't, and he hadn't even read a book, and she had read a book.
Yeah.
So he was trying to use this fame. He didn't really like this fame, but I think he was just using it to try and get his book. And then I think once he realized like he was getting nowhere with that, he started getting like. He started getting annoyed at like the fact that he was in people's dreams, but he wasn't actually doing anything.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, you like when he gets all the students to tell them their dreams, and then he's like, oh, like, so what am I doing? It's like, oh, you're just there.
Yeah, you're standing there. Are you helping? No.
I feel like after he starts getting irritated and angry at the situation, that's when it starts changing. People obviously once he meets this young chick, like. Jesus Christ, I would have just shut my mouth and played along with the scene.
Hey, whatever you need.
Don't fart. Don't fart.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Yeah.
does.
Should have just powered through it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, it makes you. I'm trying to think about. So because at the end they kind of talk about remember the technology that comes out because of him. Remember the technology of putting people in your dreams as sponsors. So they come up with this technology that, hey, we can jump in people's dreams that want us there, and we can try to sell them product. And they're talking about, he pioneered this. So I think maybe it was him and his emotions that took it from, because he was a nobody and he really didn't count. Because even as a professor, look at how none of his students cared about what he had to say when he was there at the beginning of the movie.
Right.
Right. And so he was a nobody. He was on the sidelines. Didn't matter. And then when it changed, once he, like I think Andrew's saying, when he got mad, maybe then he was thinking mean thoughts or bad thoughts.
I think it was definitely tied to his emotions, Andrew. How it changed.
Yeah.
I just think they didn't. I just don't. I feel like they didn't explain why he was in the dreams, because I think it was more about the fact, like the story was more about how like the average Joe reacts, like when they become famous for something.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was just more about how he was handling the fame. Like first he didn't want it, and then he did want it, but then he's trying to manipulate it to the way he wanted things to go, and then
on his terms.
Yeah, and then when he realized that wasn't working, he didn't want it anymore.
And he, especially when it got to be infamy, he really didn't want anything to do with it once it got to infamy,
Yeah. It was just, I did find it funny when he did the he didn't want to apologize, but then when he did do the apology video, his wife was like, "Oh, it was so self-serving," and you just
It didn't look sincere.
I gotta say, I watched this in big screen for the first time. I only watched it once, so I understand why I guess you guys didn't want to come in and watch it. For the bunch of us that did watch it, I have to say that I liked this movie because there was something about it that I liked, but something that I really didn't understand. And the only reason why I'm saying, I'll give it a play is because I'm going to force a bunch of people to watch it. And let me hear from them how they feel about it, because I don't know what it is I'm feeling about this movie. I do like Nick Cage, like
I
you
do
guys
too.
know. And but this was I was lost. I thought at the end of the movie, I'm like, oh, wait a second, should I go back and rewind? But we were going to watch the other thing there last night. I was confused. I'm still confused over this.
Well, I mean, basically, I think how it basically ends is he's in love with his wife. He wants his wife back.
Okay.
So I mean, put it this way, I see the whole. I mean, if they can develop it, I can see that whole neuro thing becoming a real device people would wear. You can see influencers in your dreams and ads. I'm like, oh my god!
But that's like that other. What was that other movie?
I'm like, this is going down the road. But I mean, just what I liked. I mean, was it a great movie? But no, but I did like it. But what I liked about it was finally an original story. And like Todd had said, there are so few movies made nowadays that aren't a prequel, a sequel, or a retelling of a movie that's been done 3 or 4 times before.
The same movie, but make it a musical.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean, that's what I like. It was an original story.
The concept was like, I think the concept's been used before of like trying to get famous, but it was just the way it was done. It was very different.
Right. Yes. So, I mean, that much of the movie I liked. And, there were funny parts. Like he was at a book signing, he's in the basement, the light falls down and cracks him in the head. Then he's at the diner trying to eat his breakfast, and the guy, they're like telling him to leave, and he's like, I've done nothing. He gets punched out. So I mean,
Well, think about this. So he wants to write a book, right? He wants to be published, but he wants him on his terms, right? He wants his book about being about ants, how ants work and all. So he that's what he wants it to be about, and then he will not compromise. That's what it's going to be about, right? Remember when he first goes to the thoughts, it's got to be about this. This is what it's going to be. When he gets published, what was the book about? The book was about him being in people's dreams. He didn't even get to name it. They named it what they wanted to. So if you think about it, in the end, for him to become famous, none of it was on his terms now. Yeah. It was he was just willing to accept, just to be published, sure, I'll do this and sign this book in the basement, about being in people's dreams. And it just seems so he had this what he wanted it, and this was how it was going to be. But then when it all came down to it, what's your lowest price that you're willing to do? That's where it became. Yeah. It became, I'll do whatever just to get my book published, because he needed money then, because getting divorced and lost your job.
Yeah. But I mean, the scene where the students aren't coming to his class because they're having the nightmares. They all would assemble in the gym, and they hold up a picture like he just steps into the gym. Like take a couple steps forward, and as he got closer, they just all end up leaving because they can't stand to see.
But he does come across as really creepy and scary when the way he walks in, and just the way it is like a horror.
Right.
Well, he walks too many steps. I was thinking they said a couple steps, and he walks 6 or 7, and he starts talking. He's like,
as soon as he talked, that's what did it.
They were done. Yeah, they were done. They were done.
Well, I mean, like when they went to take his picture, and they gave him the Freddy Krueger glove, and he's like, no. Then he embraced it, and he's getting his picture taken.
Yeah, basically they said you're gonna do it, and he's like, okay, I guess I will.
You can see him selling his soul.
Yeah. Just to get to be published. Yeah, I did find the farting. Yes. I mean,
and the premature ejaculation was.
Oh my god! I mean, I've heard of quick firing. Right. I mean,
that's obviously a hair trigger. That's a hair trigger.
I mean, homie's only been with his wife his whole life. I mean, that mug is. I mean, and he's with that little hottie, and why she was wearing sweatpants. That was one of my questions. I'm thinking, wait, in your dream, you were just wearing a long t-shirt. Shouldn't you be?
No, she did have sweatpants on.
Oh, did she? Okay.
Yeah. She got changed into exactly what you had on.
Well, yeah. So I was like, ooh. Yeah. But
okay, for myself,
Go ahead.
Myself, I couldn't get into this movie. I found it not monotonous, but bland. In other words, it was so straightforward. There's certain things that turn me off, like that scene with that coat. That coat turned me off. Because it's always popping up once in a while. You see it. And Nicklaus Cage, I've seen a few of his shows or movies, but this one, its face turned me off because in his other shows, he didn't have this slanky face. It's like a down face. He was always turning himself off. Okay, I'm a loser. You this and that. But even at the end, I couldn't even get what the meaning of the end was. It just finished it dropped off. It was like, okay, you're going along, you get a little bump, and then it keeps on going. I just couldn't get into it. That's it. That's it for me. I wanted to give it a low play, but I said no. If I don't like it, I don't like it at all. So I said, is it going to be a pass for me?
Okay. Let's see.
David Byrne.
Who else? Who else? Alban, did you chime in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. To me, I think it does end kind of weird in the way that he ends up being with getting with his wife, but only through her dream, the way that what she wanted. You know what I mean? Like he had to, wear the Talking Heads outfit, and so he goes to her dream, which was kind of weird. Yeah, so it is kind of a weird. I watched it weeks ago, and I was kind of like, do I like it?
I think that was his dream, you know.
Mm-mm. Well, remember, he says, if I could be, this was, how could I be in your job? And she says, well,
yeah, he does it exactly the way she says, but then at the end of it, he was like, I wish this was real, and then he like floats away.
Yeah,
right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean that's basically it. He just wanted to get his. I mean, the way I interpret it, he just wanted to get back with his wife and go back to the life that he had. You know, and so that's why he was using the bracelet.
Yeah. Oh, that little hottie. Yeah, wanted to be with his wife. Oh, that's him with the Talking Heads outfit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right.
All right. Enjoyable, I thought.
Yeah. Oh, that's her in that couch. She's
Yep.
I'd have shut my mouth. So I was going through. Oh, this is the scene where he's coming into the gym to talk to his. The therapist is talking to the students, trying to see that he's not a bad guy. Yeah, and he did rescue. And he rescues her in this. She's on fire, and he's coming there. I felt bad for his kids, though. I mean, can you imagine your dad terrorizing your dreams? I mean,
it started with his kids.
Yeah. He's like,
I mean, first, and his kids thought he was cool. He's like, Dad, can you drive me to school today? Because all of a sudden now he's famous. And he's
they're getting a little shrapnel cred.
Yeah, it's definitely a different kind of movie. That's for sure. Oh, Nicklaus Cage. All right. So let's jump over here. Let me get into this side. No. So player pass. If you guys watched the show before, play means you would recommend this to your friends and family, and pass means you would only recommend this to your enemies or Freddy Krueger. So hold on, let me close this. Get back up here. So here we are. Dream scenario. We'll start with the panel, and we'll run through us. You guys over in the side chat, post play or pass. So Andrew, you give this a dream scenario a play or a pass?
I'm going to give it a play because it's definitely interesting enough to recommend to somebody to watch. And also if you like Nick Cage.
Gotta love Nick. I like Nick Cage, so
Me too.
Roger, what do you think? Play or pass for dream scenario?
I still do not like Nick Cage, but I did enjoy this movie, so it's a play for me.
Okay. Beach, play or pass for O Dream scenario and the Nicklaus Cage?
I give it a play.
All right, play. Eddie, play or pass for old Nick Cage dream scenario?
It's a pass for me.
Pass. Aubin, what do you think for dream scenario?
Like I said, I'm giving it a play just so I can hear from other people how they felt about it. But I'm still kind of confused with it.
Is that not a good sign of a movie? Is that not a good sign of a movie though? If you've it's one that you want to have a debate with people about what.
I guess I want to have a debate, but I don't even have much to say in this debate because I'm so lost over this movie. It just I didn't know what it was that I just didn't like.
Yeah, I think it's like
something I didn't like, but I don't know exactly what it was.
I think I think the intent of it is to make people give their opinion of what they thought was happening.
And I don't remember who said it earlier. It might have been Todd that said this was an original idea that hadn't been done before. And that has to go a long way in today's movie market because we haven't seen anything like this before.
No.
It was good.
Well, yes and no. Think about I was saying
Inception?
before that no, not Inception. How about the one there with Natalie Wood and
Dreamweavers?
Yep.
Well, that was in the 80s.
Yeah, no, yeah, 80s, 70s, late 70s, 80s, early 80s.
Yeah, same.
Think about it. It was a thing.
Yeah.
They keep going back to it, This is the second time I've referenced that movie because they did the same exact thing.
Okay, anybody want to guess how much it's made at the box office?
I'd
12
like to
bucks.
know.
Not much.
8.4 million.
Wow.
Ah, well, it didn't cost that much to make, so they made money.
I don't know.
Yeah, they made
How much
money.
did they pay Nicklaus Cage though? I mean,
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
that's
been
the
doing movies for so long. He took back end on this.
I mean, he's
well,
a producer, wasn't he?
Was he? Producer?
He was a producer on this, yeah.
Yeah, so he's got a back end deal.
Yeah.
so writer, yeah,
Yes,
the
he
writer
was one of the
director.
producers.
Okay, all right. I give it a play. Again, it was just a weird movie. When I watched it, I felt weird. I watched it both times. I had to watch by myself because Blue says I ain't watching that. She didn't even give it a chance. So both times I watched it, and it's thought provoking. I don't know what it is. And something about Nicklaus Cage. He's so weird, and I can't help but to watch a lot of his content because he's just so weird. And so it's like, okay, I'll watch this. So I give it a soft play, but I'll still give it a play. And I don't regret the 2 times watching it. So Alban, you just need to watch it again.
I don't know when I'll get to that.
So let's see. So on the panel, we got 6 of us on here. One was a pass, right?
Yeah.
And then over on the side chat, we've got 1, 2, 3,
Two plays.
3 passes and 2 plays.
And 2 plays.
So, and what about the Telegram?
9 to 5. 9 plays and 5 passes.
Well, I guess we see where that's going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's been a while since we heard the toilet noise.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
And remember, we could have
You know,
watched
just-
Goodfellas.
Yeah, this could have been
It's
Goodfellas.
getting bad.
God, I feel
2
under so
movies
much
in a row
pressure
of
to
Andrews
watch,
I've liked.
I feel under so much pressure to give that a play.
Yeah. So, all right. So we got that out of the way. Dream Scenario gave us a play on that. Let's go ahead and we're gonna spin the wheel, and then we will open up the floor to TV shows, movies, things of entertainment news. So let's see. Let me go ahead and so we ready to roll on this, boys?
Yeah. Do you want to say what they are first?
Okay. So running with the
Devil, the John McAfee.
That's mine. Guess what? It's a documentary.
oh Jesus Lord.
Yeah.
Let's
Living.
Yep. Go ahead.
The Bricklayer. The Marvels.
Oh
Hunger
God.
Games, Songbird and the Snakes, Aquaman, and the whatever.
No. God.
Yeah. So a lot of great flicks there. So we'll see. We may have some flushes if some of these get picked. All right, let's spin her away. Let's spin. Better not be no damn documentary.
Come on, Purple.
Stop.
Green's looking good again.
Not Hunger Games. No. Keep going.
Aquaman's
Not-
coming.
Wait, no. Not Aquaman.
Aquaman.
Oh God. Not
What is
DC.
Yeah, it's probably going to be horrible.
I haven't even seen the first. Is this the third one or something?
No, second.
Second.
No, I haven't even seen the first
So-
one.
So
It's
here we
not
go.
great. It's okay, Andrew. It's not great. It's a fucking DC movie.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
DC. But so Aquaman is the movie we got to watch. This is a new movie, just dropped. The high-end 1080s and 4K is available for all of us. So you guys be sure to find that. This is completely available. We're not having to watch a cam release of this. So Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom will be the movie of the week. And this is my fault. So, I wanted to, again, this is a movie we can have a discussion on. I like that. Just like this Dream Scenario, I thought great movie for discussion. And I like those kind of things. So what's some of our new, Alban, you had a couple entertainment things that you wanted.
Yeah. I don't know how many of you guys watched what was the name of that show? Show was that? The Flight Attendant with Kaylee Cuoco. They canceled that one on HBO Max.
I did read that. I did read about that.
Yeah. Did you watch the show?
I didn't watch it, no, but I just remember seeing the article.
Yeah, I watched the show. I guess I would. I'm content with there only being 2 seasons. Because I think that she can't find the right show to do right now, since after all of that,
The Big Bang.
Big Bang Theory, type of thing, you know.
It's funny, is my partner's been off work for the last few weeks, while my daughter's been off school, and she's been watching loads of old TV shows, and she was actually watching 8 Simple Rules. Which she was in before Big Bang, wasn't she?
Yeah. She was in that with John Ritter.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a shame. He only did like the first season and then like a few episodes of the second, wasn't it? And then he passed.
He died.
Then he passed away. Yeah. Yeah, it was a good one. She was in something else also. You know, she's a good actress. But
I just saw her in a movie.
I'm really tempted.
Another movie that she
There was
just
something
did.
she just played in.
Yeah, I can't remember the name.
Something
of
we
it.
watched. Hold on, I almost clicked.
Yeah. What the heck is the name of that again?
Role play.
Role play. Yep.
That's what I saw, right? Yeah,
she
we
was
watched it in role play,
Yeah.
which was not a bad movie. It's decent. I give it a 6.5.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very clever and important for actors and actresses these days to like do movies, but also like have some sort of like TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like you see a lot more actors and that bigger actors now going to like big, like going to TV shows. Like,
but to do the TV shows, I feel they have no type of training first off to even act, and to do a TV show, that's a lot of lines to remember week to week. You have a thing that's either 12 or 24 episodes, a season. It's hard, It's hard to try to remember all that.
I've been very tempted to watch True Detective. I haven't seen any of it yet, like none of it, but just every time.
I'm liking the new season.
Yeah.
Does
this is what, season 3? Is this season 3?
Season 3 now, yeah.
4.
4?
This is 4.
Yeah.
Which one's Matthew McConaughey in? Is that the second? First, yeah.
First.
That piqued my interest when I first saw it. Like, obviously, it was him and
Woody.
Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to watch it then, but I don't know why I never did. I think I'm going to have to start watching it.
Because Todd would say, "Oh, well, of course you're going to like it."
Andrew, if you haven't seen that one with Woody and Matthew, it's freaking awesome.
Yeah, I heard it got really good reviews. I just never got around to watching it. I'm going to have to start watching it though, because I do want it. Every time I see like the trailers for like the new season, it piques me interest. I like how it's like new famous big stars every season.
Yeah.
Who's season 2?
Season 2?
Is that Colin Farrell in season 2?
Oh yes, Colin Farrell. Yeah, because I thought he was in the first one with McConaughey, but it was Woody, wasn't it?
Yeah. Colin Farrell and Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
Man, it's been so long since I've seen that. That seems like a decade ago. It hasn't been, but it's been a long time.
2015.
Well, it was almost a decade ago.
Yeah, that's a long time.
I like how it's short episodes. Is like it's not like shorts. It's short seasons. Sorry, I like that.
Yeah. 8 episodes, an hour long.
More like a British show. Andrew.
Yeah, I'll have to give it a watch. Have to go back and watch it.
Mr. Blamo's talking about Ted. I watched the first episode. I was cracking up.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
funny. You'll laugh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love
Yeah.
Ted. I
Yeah.
loved Ted. It was Ted. To me, I'm one
Oh
of the
my
best
God,
shows
so
I've
funny.
seen.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just
It
good
feels-
all the way around.
It's funny. It feels like a long live action Family Guy, kind of, sort of, a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
I need everybody to watch the new Color Purple movie
No,
so I can get what they think about it.
no.
I'm gonna
Okay.
watch it. As much as I am cringing to watch it, Blue and I talked about we're gonna watch it. We'll probably watch it this weekend. Go ahead.
Isn't that her favorite movie, the original?
Oh yeah, the Color
It
Purple.
is.
Oh
Yeah.
God!
And
Does she
again,
really want to?
she
Does she really
doesn't.
want to do
She
that?
doesn't. But I told her, I said, how can you have an opinion on a movie if we don't watch it? And that's the thing. Just like with this show, guys, I drives me crazy when I see someone that says, I hate that show. And I'm like, did you watch it? Well, no, I would never watch it because of XYZ. Well, how can you judge that show?
Yeah, but she knows the story to this, and
Of course
it's
we know
al-
the story.
She's already in love with the original,
Yes.
so you
I'm-
can't.
Well, my advice is don't have anything heavy that she could throw at the TV while she watches it to destroy it.
Yeah. I for TV show, this Percy Jackson and the Olympians.
I like it.
This is really good.
Yeah.
It's not geared towards my age. It's not my demographics that it's aimed for, but I enjoy it. A lot of times when they aim shows at those teens,
Mhm.
I can't stand it. I'm like, this is terrible for all the different reasons. The kids in this TV show are fabulous. The
Yep.
acting is good. The lines are good. The special effects are way better than
Great.
the damn Godzilla. I mean, Godzilla is a joke, or I say Monarch. The special effects in that's a joke compared to this. It even had Edge. If you guys are wrestling fans, it had Edge. He played as Ares. Because I'm looking at it, and we were watching the episode. I'm watching, and he's talking. I go, he's a wrestler, and I'm like looking, and I'm like,
Is it Adam Copeland?
and I'm like, and I didn't think he was Edge. I thought he was because Edge was a partner with somebody in wrestling.
Christian.
Christian. That's what I thought it was. I said that's Christian, and then I looked it up, and it was actually Edge who plays it and does a good job in his role.
I didn't know that guy was famous. I thought he was an actor.
No, he's a
He
wrestler.
He did a good job for a wrestler.
He was a wrestler. He's a wrestler. He still wrestles now, but he
I think it's
got a career-threatening injury, so he had to retire. And then he was in Vikings.
Yep.
For a while.
Yeah. He looks like he'd be good in Vikings.
Yeah, I was trying to find. I don't see where they show the actors in this.
Scroll down.
Hold on a second here.
No.
Because here's the episodes. Because he was in episode. It was the one with the burgers.
Yeah, it's like
remember
five.
God by it was, but it doesn't show me the actors that are in it. But I know.
Oh, if you go to IMDb, it may, Todd.
Yeah. Well, I know that. Oh, here.
Right there.
Cast and crew. Oh, it's only showing the three. Oh, guess
that's the
there we go.
episode.
There he is.
There he
Adam.
is.
Yeah. Oh, Adam Copeland. Yeah. But it was. But if you're for folks, definitely if you like sci-fi kind of fantasy stuff, watch this. It's kind of a reboot because it was a movie.
If you like Greek mythos, it's all based on Greek mythos. It's awesome.
It's a really good job on it.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to pop away because I need to go.
Yeah.
I'm back at work tomorrow morning.
See you, Andrew.
And thanks for coming on, bud.
No problem. See you later, guys. Have a good night.
Have a good night, bro.
Now, I finished Monarch this week, Todd, and you're right. The special effects aren't as good, but the story is awesome.
You think?
Yeah, I loved it.
I don't know. Those teenage kids bothered me.
Well, yes, I agree.
They
Because it was
me.
weird that I don't want to spoil anything, but the one girl did kind of jump in on the boy's girlfriend seemed like halfway. So that was kind of weird. But I guess I'm a big Kurt Russell fan. As much as I'm
I liked Kurt Russell in this.
yeah, he was really good in it. Really good. I've been a fan of his since the Computer That Wore Sneakers when he did
Yeah.
it days. So
Yeah.
we all grew up with Kurt Russell. We're all the same age.
Yep.
So that he's still doing something that I find interesting is pretty cool in my book.
What's funny is Blue, when we were watching this, Blue says, she goes, I want to go back and I edit this. And she goes, I want to edit all the part where the kids, I'm going to get all the kids. She goes, I'm going to edit all them out of it, leave Kurt Russell in it. And she says, I could probably whittle this whole 8 episodes into like an hour and a half. And she goes, it's probably a pretty good show.
Yeah, it would be great.
I don't have to deal with them because I don't know. There's something about them and they're just irritating, whiny.
I love how it
That's
tied
all
into
these kids are today.
to the Skull Island movies, because Bill Randa, if you go back and watch the movies, John Goodman in that movie's name is Bill Randa. Just
see, we were trying to figure out at the very end of this, like how it fits in the timeline, because you have to think about where they came back and like where this is supposed to be in the Godzilla or King Kong timeline. We couldn't find exactly how this fits in the Godzilla universe.
I think it's before. I think it's all before Skull Island movies. I think it was before.
But you see.
I have a point.
All right. Here. Oh, come on. Expert of the movie. Come here.
No, I'm not saying it right here. The timeline that they came back to was the year that the King Kong movie was made. But King Kong doesn't fall in the timeline because that took place during right after the Vietnam War. So technically it's like this weird little, it's for a second you're like, oh wait, yeah, that's when King Kong came out. But then you're like, oh, wait a minute, but it didn't take place during that time. So it was kind of weird that they did that because the next movie that takes place in the actual timeline then would be King Kong and what was it, King of Monsters.
Roger said Skull Island.
Skull Island was
after
Skull Island.
King of Monsters.
Skull Island was Kong.
Yeah. So
Kong took place after the Vietnam War, the very end of the Vietnam War. So. But
that's right.
What is it?
Right.
What is this mysterious voice from the
That
heavens?
lady and the kid, right?
Dave says, "Who's this mysterious voice from the heavens?"
All right, I'll leave you guys alone.
But, okay,
we miss you, bro.
They're missing you.
I know, I miss you guys too.
But doesn't miss you enough to come on the show.
Yeah, it doesn't miss us stuff. Yeah.
Don't miss you that much.
I'm not part of the show's crew, guys.
All right. Okay, so I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish, Roger. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to butt in.
I think it's 7.5 hours of fun. I think it's fun.
Griselda
and Masters of the Air both started.
Yeah,
that just dropped, didn't it?
Yeah. I can't wait. I'm doing this whole weekend. I want to get this.
Probably.
I gotta watch this.
And
for me to say that, mind you, I'm saying like I'm blowing through all of it because I couldn't wait for this one.
Oh, it's only 5 hours. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I've waited, I've waited a year for this.
I'll do that tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. So that's definitely on our list. That's definitely.
you want to watch a UK TV miniseries? Fool Me Once. Is the Michelle Keegan.
To be this show, bud?
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
6 episodes.
Yep.
Great show.
8 episodes. 8 episodes. 6 hours and 28 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Based in the UK, so it's a UK show.
You can put on your translator.
Yeah, I need to.
So Michelle Keegan, isn't that the one girl from Brassic?
Yeah, she's in Brassic.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna watch it now.
She started off in Coronation Street.
I don't care where she started. I care where she is now.
We want to know where she finishes.
You
guys.
Yeah.
You guys are terrible. Don't know why I call you my friends. All right.
Well, tell us what you thought of Wonka.
Yeah.
I know you and Blue watched it.
Yep. Surprisingly, I liked it. I was expecting to hate it. I found at least 2 of the songs quite catchy. That are songs that could be, you know, I don't know if I call them iconic, but songs that, you know, could be memorable. I thought the characters were in it were really good. I found them to be funny. The people that are working down in the laundry room, I thought they were pretty cute and funny. I found it to be a lot better than I was thinking it was going to be. I found myself smiling as I was watching it. Could I have done without some of the songs? Sure.
Yep.
But it had enough dialogue to keep me in, you know, because some musicals, I swear, there's no talking. This is one song into another.
Mhm.
This had enough dialogue in between the songs to kind of hold me there. And who played the Oompa Loompa?
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant.
I found him to be funny. I mean, I found him funny, sarcastic. Again, it had enough wit and funny parts in it that kept me chuckling. Like, you know, wasn't rolling over laughing, but enough to keep me laughing, a smile on my face as I watched it. So
yeah, what cracked me up with when they get on the ship and he opens up the little case and he's making a drink and he sits back in the chair. I mean, that was cute.
Somebody just said Invasion on Apple TV in the chat.
Invasion. Isn't that there's been 2 seasons on that, hasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yep.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm thinking we watched that.
They spent a bunch of freaking money on it.
Yeah, I mean, not as much as they spent on Foundation.
No.
Right.
Blue really liked Foundation.
I did.
She enjoyed it.
She
really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It kind of lost my interest. I kind of watched it, but then I don't know. I pulled back from it, so I wasn't as vested as she was. But I know she watched all of it. But I do remember Invasion. Yeah, I do remember, and so I might need to go back and because we were watching.
Was real good of Invasion.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I want to say, I think when we were watching this, it was just that first season. There was a lot of that was confused. There was confusion.
Yeah, they're laying a lot of groundwork in that.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't even realize that. Yeah, I didn't realize they did. So yeah, I'll definitely check that out.
And the kids aren't as annoying, and the kids aren't as annoying.
Yeah, a lot of them are dead now.
Yeah.
Thank God. So they're not as annoying.
Yeah. They hear I say, "Oh, Dad, you're killing off kids." Well, sometimes they can't act.
Abbott Elementary comes back this week, I believe. This coming week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Which I love. It's fun. It's always funny.
Yeah, it's a funny show, Abbott.
Did anybody watch Migration? I have not watched it. I seen it in a draft. So.
Yeah, it's Migration. It is out. It dropped out on Wednesday, I think.
Something like
Tuesday
that.
or Wednesday. I will watch it. It looks funny enough that I'll watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Enough voice actors are in it that it's like,
yeah, there's some big names in it.
Yeah, I'll watch it. That came out. Wish that dropped.
Yeah.
Disney. I probably won't watch that. Blue.
I don't know anything about that one. Wow.
It's Disney, but yeah. She'll like it. She's definitely. I'll listen to what she says about it because it's not me. I have watched Marvels. I haven't watched Ferrari. Marvels. These are all 1080/4Ks are out on that. Night Swim dropped. So if you're into scary movies, that dropped.
That one looks good for a scary movie.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I I told Blue,
Marco.
we gotta watch it. Yeah, she told me we have to watch it. Underdogs dropped. I know none of us. That was today. Underdogs with Snoop Dogg.
I'll probably give it
and Mike.
give it a try.
Yeah, I'll try.
Mike Epps.
Yeah. So that was today. Let's see. I'm looking if there was something that's kind of new. That's.
I still didn't go back. I've still got 15 minutes of Saltburn. Did not go back and watch any more of it.
Oh, come on! You got to see. There's another scene near the end. You're like, it's got enough scenes where you go. Yeah, that is Saltburn. It's.
You said that one was called Underdogs.
Yeah.
You said.
Yeah. The Underdogs with 2 G's.
Oh, okay. All right.
With 2 J's.
I'm surprised.
Dog.
I'm surprised it doesn't have a Z.
Okay. Already had it. I know, right? I already had it.
I was trying to see if there was anything else that's big that's dropped this week. The Kitchen. Oh, no. I watched the trailer. That was all I had to see on that. I did watch The Painter. Don't waste your time.
Don't waste your time.
Do not waste your time. It's like, come on.
Is that the Bradley Cooper one?
No, I don't think so.
That was.
That's John Voight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I blackballed John Voight.
Just getting paychecks. So.
Anybody watched Echo?
Yep,
I have not.
Oh,
that's the new that Marvel TV show.
Yeah,
my kids told me is good. I didn't dig the character when she was on Hawkeye, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's not bad. It was there was a lot of parts we liked on it. But near the last episode, I felt like they could have wrote it better. The last episode fell kind of flat. I mean, the last fight scene was like.
Well, I think
maybe.
I think it was supposed to be 2 more episodes. I think they went from 8 to 6, didn't they?
Oh,
could have been the strike.
Yeah, it felt like that last episode. It's like building, and then it was just like bouquet. I mean, again, the fight scene was probably a minute long. Eddie, did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it.
So what do you think? That last fight scene is a minute?
Yeah,
and there's so much they could have done with that fight scene.
Yeah.
There's so much they could have done with that.
I agree with you. But she herself intrigues me a little bit because I seen an interview with her on a program a couple of days ago, and how she had problems getting into the movies.
Yeah, well, she's deaf, right?
And she's got one leg.
And she's got one leg. I mean, like, that's real. I mean,
yeah. But that program, I liked. I liked it.
Well, all movie theaters should have a ramp for her to make it easier to get in.
Yeah.
When I was looking, when we were watching the first episode, I looked at Blue. I said, "How many boxes they checked so far? We're only 10 minutes into the show."
Right.
They were checking boxes with this when we talk about, do you have this? Do you have this? Do you have this?
I kind of felt that way in Monarch a little bit too, when they put they had to make the one girl lesbian, and then they had to make her fall in love with the black girl. So they had to cover all the fucking bit boxes right there.
Oh, gosh.
So that was the only thing but we laughed about it. I mean, it's not distracting. Like sometimes some shows, movies, it's almost distracting because it's kind of forced on you. Some of those boxes didn't really distract me, but they could have expanded on some really good aspects that was different in this. They could have really expanded on the indigenous aspect of it. That they did, but there was so much they could have done with that. So it just felt like at the end, Blue and I looked at each other like, this is how we're going to finish this, all this build up. And then it's like, boop, It's like, come on, you could have done better than that.
Oh yeah.
But it wasn't. It's not a bad movie or a bad show. I can't say it's bad. All right, boys, we're at 7:05.
Okay, we're over.
Anything else you guys want to bring up or point out? Or?
No UFC this weekend, but I don't know what else there is. There's we got football
on Sunday.
You know, there's wrestling. Was it tomorrow and Sunday for that? It's one of those things.
Royal Rumble this weekend.
Royal Rumble, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Royal Rumble. Available. This will be available on your subs if you have a live TV sub, as well as a handful of add-ons that if you want to ask in the Streaming Matters room, I can tell you, or someone will tell you what add-ons to be able to find that if you're wanting to watch the Royal Rumble, because there's going to be a lot of people asking, where do I find it?
Yeah, there always is. But just know those shared streams are going to buffer during the big match. They always do.
Very well can. 24 hours of Daytona. Thank you, Redneck. Yeah, and then playoffs are Sunday, or the last playoffs games until Super Bowl 2 weeks.
Isn't there a good copy of this out?
No.
The Beekeeper?
No.
Oh, I thought it was.
No.
Right.
Not available.
Okay.
Well, good thing we didn't pick it on the wheel.
Yeah, it's on the wheel. Because I think I have.
You know me, I'm always keeping my eye on the of what comes out. And for you guys that are gals that there are, stay in some of the Telegram groups that have the add-ons actually announce when they have direct links. So some add-ons will have the one clicks, and some of the add-ons that do the one clicks, they only put when there's a web rip or a 1080 or 4K. Those are the add-ons to watch. If you just use a scraper add-on, sometimes you're going to get that cam with the XBet.
Yeah.
So stay away from the scrapers on those kind of things until you see it on the one-click add-ons. Then roll over to
or join a movie release Telegram room that posts when the latest releases are out.
Yeah, good point. Once it's because I hate watching. It's got to be a.
Well, you don't like watching the 1xBet.
Oh
God, no.
Those ads are so loud. At least the last one I watched. I haven't watched one in a long time, but they would have those just blaring ads in the middle.
Deafening.
Yeah.
I mean, you sit there and you listen to somebody munching on popcorn.
Yeah.
You know, you're watching the movie, the sound of the movie's crap, and you hear crunch, 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 crunch.
And you see the shadow of the guy get up and walk across.
Yeah.
All right, so no other sports. Go ahead.
No other sports. No, I was gonna say, you're gonna watch any of the Daytona cases?
No, that's 24 hours of Daytona. That won't be. That's not the Daytona 500 or not. That won't be the duels. I think that's where they race. They go and it's kind of like that Le Mans where they have to race for 24 hours and race and race.
All
and
right.
race.
All right.
It ain't the NASCAR boys.
No, it's not.
I think that's a 3 or 4 weeks away.
If you're into cars, Barrett Jackson, Scottsdale's going on right now, tonight and tomorrow. See the big money cars. That's what I've been watching the last few days.
What?
Oh, the auctions. Yeah.
Car auctions.
Yeah,
yes. Collector cars.
Yeah.
What, Dave? You want to change your car?
No, just sitting here looking at cars. I'm like, I remember when you see those around, and now you know, like an 85 Blazer now selling for like $170,000.
Wow.
You know, so it's just like.
It is interesting when you watch those auctions to see some of those really old cars and they're beautiful condition. Someone's restored it, and it is neat to see that. So yeah, that's
Yeah, we're real old because we're all sitting there thinking of, yeah, I had this car. Yeah, now they want 18 million for it.
I wonder how many Sunbirds they're gonna have over there. I had a Pontiac Sunbird. That was my first car, a Pontiac Sunbird. I wonder if they got that high dollar out there at the auction.
Gosh.
All right. Hey, we'll go ahead and head up out of here. Eddie, anything you want to say before we head out?
No, wish everybody well, and let's get to the next show.
Roger.
Well, thanks for the invite, as always, Todd. It was fun, and I will see you guys next week.
Oh, you guys make the show. The Beach. What's up?
See everybody next week, and hope I like Aquaman.
I hope so. Aubin.
I know you won't have a problem watching Aquaman with Blue there, but I'm surprised she didn't even already watch it.
We
That's
went
her
to the
boy,
movies.
right?
We went to
Oh,
the
you
movies.
went to the movie to see it. Okay. That's good. That's her boy,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And so,
yeah.
I want to watch it again here.
Yeah.
We're going to watch it downstairs.
Why don't you just watch it in big screen for once,
For once? Well, maybe I'll come by next Thursday.
Yeah.
I'll swing by on
Somebody.
Thursday.
Let Blue enjoy her movie by herself. She won't, come on, come on the show. You need to watch it for the show. Not
Or
to,
what you do is you
not to assist Blue like this guy did in Dream Scenario.
What you do is come in when we're watching it next week, and let Blue put on the headset so she can see what a movie looks like on the big screen.
On the big screen. Yeah. Well, so we'll see what happens on next Thursday. So that'll be next Thursday. You'll be broadcasting in big screen. You'll be showing the movie. Okay. So if any of you guys got that Thursday evening.
Every
Thursday.
All right. Every Thursday.
So I'll just say, go ahead, bud.
Yeah, just want to say thanks to everybody for coming out, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yep. I did owe that. Thanks to everyone coming out. Thanks to everyone that comes on the panel. I really appreciate you guys showing up on our panel, hanging out, giving, discussing, helping this to be fun. And if any of you guys want to be on the show, our platform's open. If you hit us up, if you got something to talk about to bring on the show, if you watch the movie, you can talk about that. If you have some tech stuff that you want to talk about, again, platform is open. We're here to share knowledge. So thanks to everyone for joining, and we'll see you guys on